Welcome back to the channel. We have an exciting new project. A new client has reached out asking me to design their garden for them. A really challenging project, beautiful property in the countryside. My name is Ian of Ian Green Garden Landscape Design. Hope you enjoy the short video and I hope it has some insight into what I do. Thank you very much. So what I've done at the moment is I've just drawn out the existing plan of the house and the garden as it is at the moment. The front of the house is actually south facing and the back is not very deep at all. And if I draw on very quickly the basic layout of the inside of the house, you'll see we do have some fundamental problems that we have to come over with the design of the back garden. So even though the front door is here, most people tend to use this back side door, which then goes into a small utility cloak area which opens up into this beautiful large open plan kitchen. The dining area is here with access going through, large hallway with staircase which then leads through to the living space. Now obviously the living space is the west facing and this is their existing patio, which I can quickly show you on this here. So this is looking from the back of the house down. As we can see, it's not big enough to put a table and chairs on. It is not an exciting place. I think it measures from about 2.5 meters across. Far too small, not an inviting place to be at all. So first of all, let's try and tackle this back area. As you can see from this, once you walk out the back doors and look down, this is the view that you're getting. The garden is on a slope, sloping up away from the back of the house, and it is just a narrow passageway that leads you around. Not an exciting journey at all. So what we need to do is try and make this here an interesting and exciting walkway. We also need to make this area here larger for a dining room table and chairs, and what the client also wanted was another area just to sort of sit lounge with some sofas, a fire pit area, but in this area which is the sunniest part of the garden. So the first thing we need to do really is tackle the main entertaining and the interesting walkway through. So first of all, let's get rid of this sort of dead end and we'll straighten this off, getting rid of that. So what I want to do is open up this path round more. So straight away we create a vista leading right the way down through the garden. There was obviously this quite high step along here. If we were to lower that down, push it back, introduce a stepped area for planting along this side, we can make that feel less of a passageway and more of a walkway through plants. Again, because it is shady, the planting we're going to be looking at is maybe nice hostas, ferns, things that will tolerate the shade. Also, just to note here that the ground is very heavy clay, so again that is also something to consider. So once that leads around through to the side of the house, obvious thing, we need to enlarge this patio area here. So if we were to step it out, make it a bigger area, straight away there's room, dining room, chairs, table, room to move around. The last thing you want to do is when you're designing a patio is make it just big enough to fit on. There's nothing worse than trying to get up out of your chair and then falling into the back into a border somewhere. So we need to alter that size, increase the size, make it feel a nicer space. This new path then can link back round onto it. So we've got this walkout here, nice vista and view coming down through all the planting on both sides. We can create that as a new bed area along the sides. That then comes into here. The other thing they wanted was that area of seating. Let's work with the levels here. So we've got a nice area of open space here, which is nice and sunny. The sun rises, comes around the garden, and then sets over. So this gets the best of the afternoon sun. So let's utilize this space up here for a sitting area. Again, that's where you would retire sort of after your meal with chairs around, and we can have some steps coming up onto it from the lower place. But we can also create a link from this vista with some steps coming up onto it as well. So again, looking out here, we create this beautiful view, this beautiful walkway down onto this area here or down into the dining area here. So that's the back of the garden sorted. Next challenge is the front of the garden. So join me for another video very soon and we'll tackle the front. and it is just a huge sea of gravel.